right, hello, and welcome to the Northland. This will be one of our last videos. I think I have one or two more planned after this, and then we're going to take a little bit of a break. So stick with me, and hopefully you'll find this video a little enjoyable, maybe a little informative. This is geared more towards somebody who may be getting into the car hobby or has an interest in cars, maybe a younger person, i.e. man, woman. For most of you older veterans, most of this stuff you're already going to have. But maybe I'll shed a little light on something, it'll turn on a light bulb and say, dang, I should have had one of those. Anyway, I'm going to give you a tour today around the Supreme Court and just show you a little bit of some of the tools that I use, not necessarily day to day, but some of the things that make my life easier, whether it's working on the judge, working on Big Red, my old ancient truck, the wife's Jeep, or even just things around the house. So sit back, relax, take notes, comment below what you think I might be missing. I have to give a shout out though to Smacky's Garage. He did a video similar to this earlier this year. For those of you who don't know him, he is a fellow YouTuber who works on cars, has a couple of Mustangs himself, and has now started a project car. So go check out his website, Smacky's Garage. Very informative gentleman. Anyway, he did this video many months ago now, and I told him, I said, dang, you beat me to it, because I was going to do something similar, which is what I'm going to show you now. Anyway, he encouraged me to do so anyway, so without hoping to look like I'm copying him, I'm going to, like I said, give you a little tour of the Supreme Court here, which is what I call my garage, where I store the judge in the background there. And since it is, this is the day after Thanksgiving I'm recording this, and we have snow outside, the judge is probably done till 2023. So anyway, I'm getting off track here. I'm going to flip you around, and we'll just start at one corner and work ourselves around, and I'll see you at the end. I said I can't start a video without showing the judge, right? She's covered up for a few months now. And now, what garage, Supreme Court, or man cave would not be complete without a well-stocked refrigerator? Uh-oh, what do I see there? Okay, anyway. That's that's a favorite go-to in the summertime, believe it or not. And you'll notice everything in the Supreme Court is a black and red theme. I don't know, just kind of worked out that way. We have a portable air tank here that really comes in quite handy. When I initially bought it, I thought that it would be just for like taking to the track, because I let air out of my tires at the track, and it'd be nice to air them back up and not drive home on a half deflated tires. So, but it has come in even handier other than just taking it to the track. When I don't feel like firing up the air compressor for just filling up one tire or filling up the grandkids' bike tires or whatever, that thing is just wonderful. And then when I do fire up the air compressor, I just refill the tank. So it's really handy. And of course, every person who works on cars has to have a good set of ramps. Now, I used to love the metal ones. I've used those for years. I was just trying not to go to plastic, but I'll tell you, they are light, they're sturdy, they're cheaper, and they should last, I would hope, forever. But anyway, of course, somewhere to store oil, used oil. We have our battery charger. again, that's something that, you know, I think everybody should have at some point in their life anyway, to make things a little bit easier. This jack, believe it or not, I found at, actually, well, my wife and I found it at a pawn shop, and it was in terrible shape. And along with these jack stands, I mean, the jack didn't even work. Rusty. One wheel was not even attached. I don't think the jack would come up. Anyway, I brought it home. We sandblasted it, got it all cleaned up, got everything reattached and working, put a coat of paint on it, and it's been wonderful. My only problem now is, though, I need a low profile jack for the Judge. Since I've lowered the Judge, it doesn't fit under there quite like I would like. Finding a good jacking point can be quite difficult at this point with a normal jack. So, but it comes in handy for the boat, the truck, the wife's Jeep, whatever else I need it for. And a table, nothing big special there. Then we come over here. Now this is one of my pride and joys. I used to, when I got my divorce and lost my air compressor, I felt like I was lost. The wife was kind enough to get me this one, and I have loved it ever since. I mean, this is enough to run all my air tools, fill tires, do whatever I need it to do. I don't think really that you need more than this. Now, granted, other manufacturers make them too, but I got a great deal on this from Fleet Farm. So, you know, I don't know. Do your homework. And one thing about these, people don't know, they should be drained on a regular basis. There's a little pitcock underneath on the bottom of the air tank, and I always empty mine after every use. Now, the pain of that is that then next time I go to use it, obviously I have to wait for it to fill, uses energy to fill, and so on. But I usually, when I use it, I try to do everything I think I'm going to need to do with it at one time. So I don't, it's not like I have to use it every day and drain it every day and so on and so forth. I guess if you have to do that, then it would be best just to have like a regular interval where you're going to drain it. Otherwise, what happens is moisture, obviously, when the air compresses, it squeezes the moisture out, you get water in the bottom of the tank will rust out, and that'll be the first thing to go in your air compressor. So you continue to drain those on a regular basis, they will last you a very long time. And now we'll come over to the more handy, important stuff, I guess. Again, a grinder is something, it's not something you'll use all the time, but it is a godsend when you need it. This thing is old as the hills. I don't know. I've had this for many years now, but this thing does everything from sharpen lawnmower blades to grinding down whatever you need. So modifying things. It's great. We have a fan here that, again, that's used for the track mostly, unless it's really hot in here during the summertime. And a nice little bench seat that is, again, it comes in handy when you are working, you know, like on tires or whatever, or brakes. Save your knees a little bit and save your back from having to bend over. So we'll go to this drawer first. This is obviously jigsaw. We have our multimeter here, some grinding wheels or polishing wheels. A square is in here. We have a stud finder, project calculators, and another multimeter. Stuff that, again, you don't use all the time, but comes in handy, and you'll need it at some point, most likely. This is a soldering iron. Again, when you're doing electrical work. This, you can't always use just crimp-on type connectors. And this, again, this is something that I think you should invest in sooner rather than later, and then learn how to use it. Go ahead and play with some stuff and melt some iron, melt some metal, whether it's for doing electrical work or whatever. Just play with it and get to learn how to use it well. Next drawer down, we have all our drill bits. I have more drill bits than I think a person ever needs. We have drill gauges, staple guns, both electric and manual, myriad of staples and nails. So nothing fancy there. This is another thing that, as far as drill bits go, I love these things. Just makes things so much easier. You can drill to a certain, let's see if I can get it to focus. Where is it? Anyway, there are marks on here. There they are, right there. So it tells you what size. Just, if you have to drill multiple size holes and stuff rather than changing bits all the time, these things come in, yeah, they're just so handy. Okay, next drawer. Oh, yeah, we got, all our zip ties, clamps, a tie cutter, more staples and nails for the pneumatic and electric staple gun. Nothing fancy there. Oil change parts, filter wrenches, coolant testers, different hoses, tools to take out valve stems out of tires, tire gauge or a tire tread gauge. This is also as a filter wrench. You just use the you wrap it around the filter, and then use a wrench to wrap it around like that. It tightens up and takes off. It's a pain in the butt to use, but sometimes it's the only thing you can use to get off a filter. Brushes of different kinds. Again, nothing fancy. Here we have all our air tools, impacts, air ratchets. I love those. Pneumatic drill, different blow guns. I use the syringes. I don't know if this is just me or if other people know about this, but I use this stuff for, this is air tool oil, and rather than trying to make drops into the air tool, I use this thing, and I just stick this in the bottle, or this bottle also has a like an eyedropper, and it's just much easier, makes less of a mess. So that's what that's for. It helps, makes things a little bit easier. And the last drawer, this is different. Again, we have a 1/2-inch drill. These are drill bits. This is let me pull out the drawer here. The pneumatic nail gun, or it also does staples. And this case has, again, many different drill bits. I got drill bits of I got metric, I got standard, I got more drill bits than a man could ever need. Didn't fit in the air tool bin, but an angle grinder or die grinder. Again, these are so handy, especially when working like on exhaust or anything that's rusted. Just being able to cut something off is much nicer, especially when you don't want to haul out the welder or something. Or in my case, I don't even have a welder, so this is, again, one of those things that comes in very handy. Let's go to the top. Now this, pretty much just all my cordless tools, things that really just don't fit in a drawer. We have our Sawzalls back here. I got actually two of them. One is electric, like plug-in. One is cordless. We have our cordless skill saw, a sander, radio. Here's a laser temperature gauge. Great again for working on an engine. If you don't know how hot something is, you hit it with this. And there's another cordless drill. And one thing I really like about this toolbox is the electrical thing here. I don't usually keep it turned on, but again, anything from charging laptops and phones to running radios or charging tools, anything you need. It has plenty of plug-ins, you can see. We have a angle finder here. Again, if you're like working on pipes or whatever, kind of nice to use. We have another square here and safety glasses. Got to have safety glasses. This is one of those things that, again, is not necessary, but it just makes things, it can make things so much easier. This is a code reader for shooting trouble codes. This one is actually fairly new. I haven't got a whole lot of use with this one yet, but I used it not too long ago on my ancient truck, Big Red. It was running real rough, and I was trying to figure out, okay, why? And obviously, it giving me codes that fuel bank 1 and 2 were, I can't remember if they were too lean, anyway, turned out that it was the fuel pump. So again, those things are very handy, and with the technology in cars these days, especially if you have a newer car, obviously if you're working on something old, maybe something like this doesn't make a whole lot of sense yet, but at some point I imagine you're going to be driving something newer, and this will work on many different types of cars. So I definitely would recommend investing in one of those. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. That was only part 1. So I shot this video and kind of put everything together, and it was way too long. And I really couldn't cut anything out, because if I did, you weren't going to see everything. So I decided to break this up into 2 parts. Hopefully you're not interested enough to watch part 2. And if not, then I apologize. Anyway, stay tuned for the part 2 next week. Again, thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe. Even if you didn't like the video, I'd appreciate it if you smash the heck out of that like button with whatever you have handy. Make sure you smash that little bell at the bottom. We all like smashing a bell, right? That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Share it with anybody you think may have an interest, and even if you don't think they'll have an interest, share it anyway. It's Christmas season. It's about sharing, right? All right. Stay safe. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.